Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at United Airlines United Club airport lounges, because as the war in travel cards heats up, airport lounges seem to be like the last frontier, at least for right now, that all the major issuers are going after. So we're going to break it all down for you, from what are United Club lounges, how you can get in, what can you expect, where are they at, how should you value them, all that and more. So, of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now again, if you're, a frequent flyer, pun intended, of travel cards, then you'll know that, one of the mainstays of these cards is airport lounge access. And so there's a lot of lounges. There's Delta, there's United, there's American, there's Priority Pass, there's new ones like Sapphire, there's Centurion, Capital One lounges, you name it. So what we're doing is going through by each of the major ones, kind of breaking down what you can expect, how you can get in, and things like that. So this time, again, we're focusing on United. The other lounges I will link down below for you that we have so far if you are interested in other airlines. So with that, what are United lounges? Well, United Airport lounges, United Club lounges, and they also have Polaris as well that we'll touch on briefly towards the end. They're, airport lounges that are run and operated by United Airlines. Now, they're kind of like a membership type format, which means that to get in, you're supposed to be a member of the club, which, is a bit of a stretch because we'll talk about multiple ways to get in. But really what they mean is it's not supposed to be for every single person in the airport to come to, right? So with that, to start, you'll have to actually be flying United. Thanks for flying United, right? So when you go to the airport with a United lounge in there, you'll have to show them your same-day boarding pass to get in, again, which another piece of the puzzle that we'll talk about, right? So you got to be flying United. Now, the good news is I believe you can get into United lounges on arrival and departure, meaning if you're coming to the airport, waiting for a flight, you can get in. Then when you land, I believe you can also get in as well, which does help add some value to that. So really quick here, let's talk about what you can expect in these lounges before we talk about the other half of the piece to get in, aside from flying United. Well, as far as amenities go, and I'll try to find some B-roll for some channels to put up so you can see inside, but again, if you've been in some airport lounges, then I think you won't. This will be familiar to you. So you got food, light snacks type deal. They have drinks. Sometimes there's alcoholic drinks in there. Top shelf stuff tends to cost more, but you can definitely get some stuff for free. Some of the United agents, gate agents, can actually help you with reservations and connecting flights and changes, things like that. They have a level of Wi-Fi. It's supposed to be more comfortable. They have some business areas as well, TVs, things like that. Depending, a lot of it depends on like where you actually go and what kind of lounge you're actually in. So usually the size of the airport. If it's a major United hub, it'll probably be a little bit better than other ones. But again, the overall point is that it's just you're not sitting on the airport terminal where it's loud and noisy at. It's a little bit better, right? So if that interests you, or if you like to fly United a lot, how do you get in? Because you're already flying United. Well, how else do I get in? Well, there's multiple ways. Some make sense, some not so much. We're going to talk about those next, and we'll come on the other end figuring out which one is the best way to go. So first of all, let's say you're just there, you're in a pinch. Well, the first one is to actually get a day pass, which is not common at all airport airline lounges, but you can buy a day pass for about $59 a person. Now, this only works on one lounge, so you buy it at that lounge, you can use it there. But if you flew to your next destination, you can't turn around and use the pass there as well. A day pass could make sense, again, if you get caught in a layover or flight delay, or if you just want to try one out at your home airport to see before you try to commit to one of these other ways that we're going to talk about. Now, the other one, again, where the membership piece comes in, all airlines have their, frequent flyer programs. This is Mileage Plus is United's. So when you take a look at the chart, again, you have Mileage Plus status on the left, annual membership cost on the right. So base general member, just off the street, $650 or 85,000 miles. Now, the mile redemption really isn't that good, honestly, for that, so I probably wouldn't do the miles. Generally, you're looking for like 1 cent per point, so I wouldn't do the miles. Cash is going to be the better option if you want to do that, but you really don't get a price break till Premier Platinum, where it drops 50, and then Premier 1K drops basically 100, and then if you're United Club Infinite card, which we'll talk about, you do get it included. So you could do that. Now, you could also do credit cards. There are a few options. This is a credit card channel. So United Infinite Club, these are Chase cards. So it's $525 annual fee. We'll put it on screen for you. It does have United Club Lounge membership included. And right there you can see that that card is already cheaper than, the base membership. That's probably the way they're trying to push you pricing wise. Now, there's also a business version of the United Club card as well for $450. And then there's a JP Morgan Reserve, which is more of like a special UB Chase private bank, private client to get. So that's definitely not going to be for everyone. Most of your two choices are going to be the Infinite or the Club Business card. So aside from that, if you didn't want to do those, what else? Well, weirdly enough, Air Canada. Air Canada Maple Leaf Club membership does get United access in North America only. Now, guests must have a Maple Leaf Club worldwide membership if you want to bring in one guest. So just keep that in mind because you're usually traveling with someone. But if you're not an Air Canada person, what else? Well, there are certain airfares. So United and Polaris Business Class, Star Alliance, which is like the overall airline that United falls under. So Star Alliance Business or First Class or United Premium Transcontinental tickets could get you in as well. Now, in addition to that, we also have other statuses. So elite statuses are usually good for something with airlines. So United Mileage Plus elite statuses, Premier Gold and Platinum 1K gets you plus a guest. United Global Services status is invite only, so probably not going to be for many of us, but you don't get any guests, weirdly enough. Literally only you get invited. And of course, Star Alliance Gold with partner airlines under Star Alliance, you can kind of status match, so to speak, bring yourself and a guest. Now, what else is there? Polaris Lounge. This is the last one we talked about. So Polaris is kind of like their top tier lounge. Is supposed to be a little bit better than United Clubs, if you will. So how do you get into these? So traveling same day on a United Polaris ticket, either on departure or at connecting airport or on arrival, no guests, unfortunately. Those traveling same day on a long-haul Star Alliance partner first class ticket, only the International Departure Gateway Airport, one guest is allowed. And then those traveling same day on long-haul Star Alliance partner business class tickets as well. So overall, there you go. Those are your options. Now, really quick here, let's talk about where these lounges are at now that you've met this criteria. Then we'll come out on the other end, figure out what's your best path forward. So again, this one is going to, all the stuff we looked at was actually from OMAT, 1 mile at a time. This chart is from Upgraded Points. We'll just steal their homework since they made such a lovely infographic. So the blue map here is United Club Lounge locations, so you can see that in the U.S. And then they have Polaris lounges on the right. Apparently they didn't make a map for that one, so we've just got them written out. So between the two, you can kind of see and really chart out, where you're normally flying at, if they're in your routes or airports that you frequent, and kind of best line it up there. So overall, thoughts here. Well, I'm not the biggest airport lounge fan. I do think they come in handy quite a bit on layovers, flight delays, and of course, if you're a road warrior, like airports are your office, then yeah, I think it's whatever makes the airport better for you. But if you're that person, then elite status probably isn't going to be an issue, or getting the membership isn't going to be an issue because you're going to be billing it to a client or expensing it, something like that. So for the rest of folks who don't fit that, well, here's the deal. What I would try to do is, if United is your airline, then I would say, hey, maybe the day pass actually makes sense one time just to visit it and see how it is. Especially at your home airport, if there's airports that you frequent, I think that could be pretty good. And then, if you like it, if you like the amenities that they offer, then I would say the best option is probably the credit card, which I think is priced that way on purpose. The memberships didn't really make that sense to redeem miles for that, $650 versus 85,000 miles, not exactly 1 cent per point. Even with airline miles, normally you should be getting a little bit better. I don't fly Delta much, so I can find a valuation for you. But overall, I think the credit card's going to be the best way to go. I think the United cards are pretty good. Business one's going to be the easiest one at $450, but the United Infinite card, especially if you're traveling with a player too, check bags. Usually that'll get you your feedback right there, plus the lounge. Again, you just have to check the guest situation on those as well, because normally they just leave it up to one person, which is kind of tough, honestly, but I think they should at least let you bring in a guest, but unfortunately, a lot of airport lounges tend to combat overcrowding, right? Because, these cards are everywhere. People have a ton of status because these lounges are always in, United Hub, so it's not the hardest thing to get into. And then when too many people are in there, then it kind of brings down the value and the quality of the lounge because then it's almost as noisy and crowded as the airport terminal. But overall, I mean, that's kind of how I would take a look at it. Now, admittedly, again, I haven't really flown United, so if you are a big United flyer, let us know down below what you think, what your experience has been, the best way that you've gotten into the lounge or continue to access the lounge. Love to get your thoughts on that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. So if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. Of course, if you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel because we're posting content just like this every week and right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. Again, question for you guys. Frequent United Flyer, sound off down below. Let me know which one of your United cards you like the best, how you access the lounge, or what do you think your United miles are worth, and is it actually worth trading the miles for a membership? Love to get your thoughts on that. I think you'd help out a lot of people. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. Talk to you very soon in the next one.